Alright, good morning everyone. We are here with break 210 and spot RAZZ number 4. We will get started with spot RAZZ number 4. Oh, there we go. Quick look at break 209, and I'm pretty sure we've recently sold another 2 spots. So only 4 spots left in 209, guys. But that's what we're starting with. This is spot RAZZ number 4 for the night's spot in this morning's break 210. So let's get started. Good luck everyone. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Here we go. Brace Stepto. Congratulations. So I'll fix up my team list that I have, and I'll fix it up on the website if Dad doesn't beat me to it once the break is done. Alright. Alright, here we go. So, very step day nights. Alright, we are ready. Here we are. Our case and starter packs are off to the back there. Yep, Dad's going to get started into those starter packs as he does to help us out. 3%. I'm going to go through our team list while he's going, and we have Raiders Peter Lowe, Bulldogs Ray Stepto, Sharks Shane Murtagh, Titans Danny Silk, Manly Lee Roberts, Storm Luke Hodder, Knights Ray Stepto with the RAZZ win, Cowboys Peter Lowe, Eels Ryan Morris, Panthers Peter Dallas, Rabbitohs Matthew Wellington, Dragons Roger Cito, Roosters Nathan Asquith, Warriors Peter Lowe, and Tigers Guy Bennett. This is our priority box. I'll put that off to the side. And good luck everyone. Here we go. And yes, the girls are here today, so mind any background noise. Number 118, James Tedesco, Bronze Club Hero. We've got the tight sleeves. No, I've got another bag here. All Ultra Pro guys, they just, someone's made a boo-boo somewhere along the lines, and a batch of the sleeves are a lot tighter. Alright, so yeah, 118. Silver number 55, Tara McGrath West for the Dragons. Club Hero Silver number 31, Joseph Tapine for the Raiders. Club Hero Silver number 53, Tedesco. Thank you. Next break. Are we putting a new break up today, or a small one? No worries, there we go. We'll be listing a smaller break hopefully today, if not over the next coming days, but it will be up. Smaller break. Number 54, Club Hero Silver, Leo Thompson for the Knights. Club Hero Silver, Cameron Munster, number 2 for the Storm. Number 2. Got myself all muddled up. Teamless, there we go. Yep. You should be happy with that monster. Nice low number. Number 30. Club Hero Bronze, Joseph Suwali for the Roosters. Club Hero Bronze, number 68, Kennedy Sherrington for the Eels. Club Hero Bronze, Balami Vile, number 33 for the Warriors. Club Hero Gold, first hit for this team, number 37, Vanilla Pole for the Tigers. .007, Club Hero Bronze, Kai Rodwell for the Eels. Club Hero Bronze, 118, Tyson Frizzell for the Knights. Club Hero Bronze, 009, Brad Schneider for the Raiders. Club Hero Silver, number 59, Valami Avile for the Warriors. Dodo, please. Number 44, Club Hero Bronze, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys. Number 28, Club Hero Gold, Samai Matofa. Two left to go. Club Hero Bronze, number 11, Taylor May for Panthers. You know, Georgia Hale, number 40, Club Hero Bronze for the Titans. Right, let's get some paper tape. Kurt Capewell, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Matthew Fegai for the Dragons. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. I forgot to check my mic this morning, guys, so if you're watching, just give me a thumbs up if the audio is all good, or let me know if you're having issues. Madison Bartlett, Women's NRL for the Titans. Tohu Harris, parallel for the Warriors. Opening card. James Schiller, Rising Stars for the Raiders. Darren Latine Zalesniak for the Warriors parallel. Bradman Best, Power Heroes for the Knights. Brent Naden, parallel for the Tigers. Harley, be careful, please. Selvin Cobbo, Rising Stars for the Broncos. Titans parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Philomena Hennessy for the Eels. Josh Alloway, parallel for Manly. Autumn Stevens, Women's NRL for the Knights. Adam Fanua Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Tom Chester for the Cowboys. Kirby Farnworth, parallel for the Broncos. Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Rising Stars, Jesse Colquhoun for the Sharks. Alex Johnston, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Women's NRL, Samantha Bremner for the Roosters. Moses Sulai, parallel for the Dragons. Forwards and backs, Joey Manu for the Roosters. Aaron Shoup, parallel for the Bulldogs. I feel weird saying Joseph Manu. I hope it doesn't take any disrespect to that. I've always known him as Joey Manu. The driving force, Keys Yaps for the Dragons. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Raiders. And as most of the regulars know, I'm just shocking with names in general. Forwards and backs, parallel, Renato Mulatalo for the Sharks. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Stars, Simi Sasagi for the Knights. Knights parallel checklist. Driving force, Regan Campbell-Gillard for the Eels. Raiders parallel checklist. Driving force, Cameron Murray for the Rabbits. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Trent Peoples, Rising Stars for the Rabbits. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. Dolphins number 12. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. Jacob Carraz, season to remember for the Bulldogs. Nicholas Hines, parallel for the Sharks. Season to remember, Mitchell Moses for the Eels. Knights, parallel checklist. Ben Thomas, Rising Stars for the Roosters. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. Rising Stars, Isaac Thompson for the Rabbitohs. Moses Sulai, parallel for the Dragons. Forwards and backs, Moses Leota for the Panthers. Joseph Suwali, parallel for the Roosters. You need to go check her, Dad. I think she told me she already has gone. Jackson Hastings, driving force for the Tigers. Justin Olam, parallel to the Storm. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Zach Fulton, Rising Stars for Manly. Sean Lane, parallel for the Eels. Bit distracted. Rising Stars, Ronald Volkman for the Warriors. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Forwards and backs, parallel, Jaden Campbell for the Titans. Aaron Shoup, parallel for the Bulldogs. Edric Lee, season to remember for the Knights. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Keezy Atts, women's NRL for the Dragons. Max King, parallel for the Bulldogs. Freddie Lussick, Rising Stars for the Warriors. Nicholas Hines, parallel for the Sharks. Driving Force, Nathan Cleary for the Panthers. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. Forwards and backs, David Peter for the Titans. Titans parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Brittany Brealey Natty for the Titans. Blake Laurie parallel for the Dragons. Our Heroes, Jack Whiten for the Raiders. Tigers parallel checklist. Taryn Aiken, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Milwaukee Fotuaika, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Grant Anderson for the Storm. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Jacob Carraz, Club Heroes for the Bulldogs. Ruben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Declan Casey for the Bulldogs. Morgan Harper, parallel for Manly. Season to remember, Tanner Boyd for the Titans. Isaiah Yeo, parallel for Panthers. Season to remember, Jackson Hastings for the Tigers. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. Almost finished. What have we got? 5. Oh, still 11 packets to go. Rising Stars, Sisefo Fafita for the Titans. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Premiership Predictor number 97 for the Rabbitohs. James Fisher Harris, parallel for the Panthers. Kyle Iro, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbits. Women's NRL, Abby Church for the Eels. Done between Zalesniak, parallel for the Warriors. Suiso Sui, retirements for the Knights. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Raiders. Alec McDonald, Rising Stars for the Storm. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for Panthers. Keely Davis, Women's NRL for the Dragons. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Fourth, g'day, morning, Mark. Our heroes, Joey Manu for the Roosters. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Dolphins, number 7. Josh Alwhite, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Jacob Arthur for the Eels. Brent Naden, parallel for the Tigers. Yeah. Driving force, Jack Bird for the Dragons. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Alright, that's the end of the starter packets. I'm just going to chuck these over here behind me. That goes my way. Afterwards. Alright, let's find out who the lucky case card winner is. We have number 1. Ooh. I will need to bring the team list back up for this one. Nathan Asquith, congratulations with the female Roosters number 1 in driving force team case card. Not bad. Alright. So back to getting these out. So yes, we are through our starter packs. We have our case and priority boxes hiding over there, which that will be done last. Alright, box number 1. Let's go. Straight up, first packet. Roger Cito. Scoring machines. Number 43. Panthers parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Josepho Fafita for the Titans. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Declan Casey for the Bulldogs. Jelly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Zach Lomax, Power Heroes for the Dragons. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. If you haven't already, good morning Peter, welcome. Ellie Bass, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Tino, parallel for the Titans. Driving Force, Jack DeBellon for the Dragons. Joseph Tapine, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Jesse Colquhoun for the Sharks. Dry Arrow, parallel for the Rabbits. Women's NRL, Georgia Hale for the Titans. Josh Curran, parallel for the Warriors. Kennedy Sherrington, Women's NRL for the Eels. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Our Heroes, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. Benil Pole, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Zach Fulton for Manly. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Driving Force, Tedesco for the Roosters. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for the Storm. Payne Haas, Club Heroes for the Broncos. Sifa Talakai, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Matthew Feagai for the Dragons. Roosters, parallel checklist. Forwards and backs, Max King for the Bulldogs. Jake Avarillo, parallel for the Bulldogs. Yeah, Fred Lua. Grant Anderson, Rising Stars for the Storm. Liam Martin, parallel for Panthers. Driving Force, Alex Twal for the Tigers. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. Forwards and backs, parallel Jason Saab for Manly. Cameron Munster, parallel for Storm. Rising Stars, Freddie Lussick for the Warriors. Sharks, parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Racine McGregor for the Roosters. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Star, Simi Sasagi for the Knights. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Forwards and backs, Jack DeBellin for the Dragons. Jared Hargraves, parallel for the Roosters. Women's NRL, Tegan Berry for the Dragons. Jacob Carraz, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Hannah Southwell for the Knights. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Tom Chester for the Cowboys. Broncos, parallel checklist. Driving Force, Hannah Southwell for the Knights. Jordan Arabina, parallel for the Raiders. Driving Force team for the Storm. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Stars, James Schiller for the Raiders. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Josh Papali for the Raiders. Dawn Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Gold parallel, Ajay Arrow for the Rabbitohs. Ooh, nice low one, number 4. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Trent Peoples, Rising Stars for the Rabbitohs. Ben Hunt, parallel for the Dragons. Pink Gufferson, season to remember for the Eels. Anari Tawala, parallel for the Knights. Season to remember, Cameron Munster for the Storm. Tony Staggs, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos. Philip Semi parallel for the Titans. Last pack for box number 1. Dolphins number 2. Thomas Slegler parallel for the Broncos. Let's go. Rising Stars, Isaiah Tass for the Rabbits. Moses Sulai parallel for the Dragons. Our Heroes, Chad Townsend for the Cowboys. Knights parallel checklist. Ali Brigginshaw, Women's NRL for the Broncos. Jack Whiten parallel for the Raiders. Driving Force, Daly Cherry Evans for Manly. David Fafita parallel for the Titans. Oh, you sorted that out? So you just edited the one that I'd done? Yeah, cool. Oh, there you go, Ray. That's all fixed up on the website for you now. Junior Tupou, Rising Stars for the Tigers. From the starter packs. I didn't have a spare box, I just chucked them there when I opened. Max King parallel for the Bulldogs. Vanessa Foliaki, Women's NRL for the Eels. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. Tolator Koala, Rising Stars for Manly. Eels parallel checklist. Our live views are going up and down like crazy. The graph that I'm looking at looks like a roller coaster. Okay, Dykes, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbits. I honestly don't blame anyone for not watching live. These can turn into quite a long video. I'd be watching the replay on like double speed and things like that. But I do appreciate everyone that jumps in and says g'day while we are live. Zara Canfield, Women's NRL for the Titans. Josh King, parallel for the Storm. Damien Cook, Power Heroes for the Rabbits. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars, Lindsay Smith for Panthers. Raiders parallel checklist. If you're a customer and watching this live today or at some point today, make sure you check your emails that were sent out on Thursday if you haven't already seen it. Dolphins number 12, William Kennedy parallel for Sharks. Now discount code for scoring machines runs out tonight at midnight. Jaden Hunt, Rising Stars for the Dragons. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. And for anyone interested in break 209, If you buy 2 spots, there's a coupon code in there to get a $50 discount. Driving force, Ali Brigginshaw for the Broncos. Yeah, and everything that you get, all the sales, purchases, sorry, goes towards the giveaway entry. Sorry, Dad just chucked that in from behind me. Done with teams of Lesniak, parallel for the Warriors. And cricket collectors out there, we've got deals on them at the moment from 22. Sean Lane, Club Heroes for the Eels. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Tyron Wishart for the Storm. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for Panthers. Something different. If you're just finding this release, guys, or just getting back into the hobby and not sure what's going on and whatnot, if you have a look at our website, we have a lot of the inserts, especially the lower end inserts. Anything that's not numbered, you should find a full set of that insert listed on our site. Reece Robson, forwards and backs, parallel for the Cowboys. Tohu Harris, parallel for the Warriors. Alexander Brimson, driving force for the Titans. Alex Johnston, parallel for the Rabbits. Destiny Brill, women's NRL for the Roosters. Josh Alloy, parallel for Manly. Forwards and backs, Justin Olam for the Storm. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Emma Tanagato, women's NRL for the Dragons. Scott Drinkwater, parallel for the Cowboys. Sean Lane, parallel for the Eels. Hayes Perham, Rising Stars for the Eels. Brent Maiden, parallel for the Tigers. Driving force, Jerome Hughes for the Storm. Titans, parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Curtis Morin for the Bulldogs. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL, Caitlin Johnston for the Knights. Justin Olam, parallel for the Storm. Driving force team for the Women's Roosters. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. Terrell May, Rising Stars for the Roosters. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. Danila Otokolo, Rising Stars for the Warriors. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Hayden Tolman, season to remember for the Sharks. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. Gold parallel, number 47, Tigers Checklist. Aaron Shoop, Bulldogs parallel. 5 packets left, box number 2. Season to remember, Alex Johnston for the Rabbits. Asuka Parr, parallel for the Tigers. Season to remember, Ben Jbojevic for Manly. Nicholas Hines, parallel for the Sharks. Retirements, Suicide Takaho for the Roosters. Joseph Suwali for the Roosters. Forwards and backs, Alex Johnston for the Rabbitohs. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys and Kurt Capewell for Broncos. Season to remember, Alexander Brimson for the Titans. Stafford Toa, parallel for the Tigers. Predictor number 4 for the Storm. There we go again. Luke Otto, yep. Number 4. So Billy Tupanua, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Isaiah Tass for the Rabbits. Cody Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Junior Tupou for the Tigers. Raymond Faitala Mariner, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Tiana Penatani for the Eels. Jack Bird, parallel for the Dragons. Power Heroes, Regan Campbell-Gillard for the Eels. And Chris Randall, parallel for the Knights. Lindsay Smith, Rising Stars for Panthers. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Chelsea Lenarduzzi, driving force for the Broncos. Brian Kelly, parallel for the Titans. Our heroes, Ruben Garrick for Manly. Dominic Young, parallel for the Knights. Julia Robinson, women's NRL for the Broncos. Nick Kotrick, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Cade Dykes for the Sharks. Rabbitohs, parallel checklist. Driving force, Latrell Mitchell for the Rabbits. Edward Cossey, parallel for the Warriors. Club heroes, Vanilla Pole for Tigers. Payne Huss, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Toltor Koala for Manly. Will Panasini, parallel for the Eels. Women's NRL, Tamora Brearley Natty for the Titans. Nick Meaney, parallel for the Storm. Dolphins are number 1. Dale Finucane, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Jaden Hunt for the Dragons. Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. Forwards and backs parallel, Jai Arrow for the Rabbitohs. Antiafoa, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Siren Wishart for Storm. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Forwards and backs, Jai Arrow for the Rabbits. Chad Townsend, parallel for the Cowboys. Women's NRL, Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. Ruben Garrick, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for the Broncos. George Tafua, retirements for Manly. And Eels, parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Millie Boyle for the Knights. Josh King, parallel for the Storm. Harry Grant, forwards and backs for the Storm. Taylor May, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Hayes Perham for the Eels. Stefano Yutakamanu, parallel for the Tigers. Driving Force, Mr. Gutho for the Eels. Alexander Brimson, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Danila Okolo for the Warriors. William Kennedy, parallel for the Sharks. Women's NRL, Paige McGregor for the Dragons. Reece Robson, parallel for Cowboys. Rabbitohs Driving Force team. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. 6 packets left for box number 3. Rising Stars, Terrell May for the Roosters. Storm parallel checklist. Season to remember, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. Ronaldo Multalo parallel for the Sharks. Season to remember, Ray Stone for the Eels. Angus Crichton parallel for the Roosters. Alan Ponga, gold parallel for the Knights, 07. Adokar, parallel for the Bulldogs. Curtis Moran, Rising Stars for the Bulldogs. Homoli Olika R2, parallel for Manly. Alright, back it. Another box. Josh Jackson, Driving Force for the Bulldogs. Thomas Burgess, parallel for the Rabbits. Let's go, box number 4. Adam Dewey, Driving Force for the Tigers. Max King, parallel for the Bulldogs. Forwards and backs parallel. Harry Grant for the Storm. Like Lorry, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Fletcher Baker for the Roosters. Justin Olam, parallel for the Storm. Rising Stars, Leo Thompson for the Knights. David Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. Forwards and backs, Dominic Young for the Knights, and Raiders parallel checklist. Gold parallel, number 30, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Sean Lane, parallel for the Eels. Alex Johnston, parallel for the Rabbits. Trey Mooney, Rising Stars for the Raiders. Tohu Harris, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Sean Johnson for the Warriors. Mawaki Fodawaka, parallel for the Titans. Season to remember, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Kurt Capewell, parallel for the Broncos. Driving Force, Emma Tony Gatto for Dragons. Jerome Luai, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Sean Russell for the Eels. Tigers, parallel checklist. Aaron Booth, Rising Stars for the Titans. Scott Drinkwater, parallel for Cowboys. Women's NRL, Zara Canfield for the Titans. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL, Caitlin Johnston for the Knights. Morgan Harper, parallel for Manly. Dolphins, number 7. Asuka Poa, parallel for Tigers. Ruben Cotter, parallel for Cowboys. Dean Mariner, Rising Stars for the Broncos. Dave Fafita, parallel for Titans. Women's NRL, Destiny Brill for the Roosters. We're saying it as Zolazniak, parallel for the Warriors. Stephen Neame, Rising Stars for the Cowboys. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Sonny Luke, Panthers. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Raiders. Driving Force, Jacob Saifiti for the Knights. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for Panthers. Driving Force team for the Eels. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Club Heroes, Racine McGregor for the Roosters. Knights parallel checklist. Stefan Jacob Perez, Rising Stars for the Bulldogs. Josh Alloy, parallel for Manly. Driving Force, Jocelyn Keller for the Roosters. Moses Sulai, parallel for Dragons. Forwards and backs, Adam Pompey for the Warriors. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbits. Season to remember, Jack Whiten for the Raiders. Brent Maiden, parallel for the Tigers. Authentic Initials, number 108, Lachlan Croker for Manly. Lee Roberts. Titans parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Austin Diaz for the Tigers. Aaron Shoup, parallel for Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Keo Weeks for Manly. Mitchell Moses, parallel for the Eels. 5 pages left for box number 4. Vanessa Foliaki, Women's NRL for the Eels. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. Women's NRL, Ali Brigginshaw for the Broncos. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. Our Heroes, Damien Cook for the Rabbitohs, and Nico Hines, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Michael Molo for the Dragons, and Joseph Suwali, parallel for the Roosters. Our Heroes, Chad Townsend for the Cowboys, and Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks to finish us off. Yeah, box number 5. Rising Stars, Alec McDonald for the Storm, Taylor May, parallel for the Panthers. Driving Force, Keely Davis for the Dragons. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Zach Wolford for the Raiders. Edward Cossey, parallel for the Warriors. Forwards and backs parallel, Ryan Madison for the Eels. Molly Olaka'atu, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Jacob Arthur for the Eels, and Mustafa Toa, parallel for the Tigers. James Fisher-Harris, gold parallel for the Panthers, number 58. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. Forwards and backs, Joseph Tapine for the Raiders. Brian Kelly, parallel for the Titans. Women's NRL, Paige McGregor for the Dragons, and Will Penasini, parallel for the Eels. Season to remember, Nat Butcher for the Roosters. Nick Kotrick, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Ben Thomas for the Roosters. Nick Meaney, parallel for the Storm. Season to remember, Edward Cossey for the Warriors. Josh Dale for Newcastle, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Christian Mapapalangi for the Knights. Tony Young, parallel for the Knights. Driving Force, Josh Curran for the Warriors, and Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. Vanilla Pole, Rising Stars for the Tigers. Tavita Pangai Jr., parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Millie Boyle for the Knights, and Katie Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. just going to open this window up, guys. Give me a sec. Doesn't look like there's much of a breeze out there, but it's starting to warm up in a little bit. Women's NRL, Kimura Brearley Natty for the Titans, Jack Sabellum parallel for the Dragons. Dolphins number 6, Bradman Best parallel for the Knights. Retirement, Suiso Sue for the Knights. Adakar parallel for the Bulldogs. Forwards and backs, Renato Mulatalo for the Sharks. We have 5 boxes and a half, so 5.5 boxes. No, hang on. 7. So, what's that? 5 boxes in. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. Ezra Mam, Rising Stars for the Broncos. Alexander Brimslin, parallel for the Titans. Olivia Koenig, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Storm, parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Ronald Volkman for the Warriors. Renato Mulatalo, parallel for the Sharks. Sub Heroes, Tyron Wisher for the Storm. Stefano Yutakamanu, parallel for the Tigers. Driving Force is Yo for the Panthers. Saitili Tupanua, parallel for the Roosters. Driving Force team for the Panthers. Raymond Faitala Mariner, parallel for the Bulldogs. Driving Force, Jaden Brayley for the Knights. Ruben Garrick, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Isaac Thompson for the Rabbits. Jack Bird, parallel for Dragons. Season to remember, Reece Robson for the Cowboys. Chris Randall, parallel for the Knights. Cleese Haas, Rising Stars for the Titans. Chad Townsend, parallel for the Cowboys. Black Athletic, number 35. Ryan Madison for the Eels. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Well, we do know that when there's a black, there's normally a matching white. So Rising Stars, Kale Hero for the Sharks. Thomas Burgess, parallel for the Rabbits. Women's NRL, Julia Robinson for the Broncos. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Women's NRL, Tiana Penatani for the Eels. Bunty Afoa, parallel for Warriors. Our heroes, Regan Campbell-Gillard for the Eels. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for Broncos. Our heroes, Ruben Garrick for Manly. Payne Huss, parallel for Broncos. Yes, please. Alright, last packet for another box. Rising Stars, Jermaine as Salmon for Panthers, and Corey Horsburgh, parallel for Raiders. Halfway. Gold parallel, Mikhail Ravalawa for the Dragons, number 26. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Declan Casey for the Bulldogs. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Our heroes, Adam Dewey for the Tigers. Vanilla Pole, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Jesse Colquhoun for the Sharks. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbits. Sisefo Tafita, Rising Stars for the Titans. Jeremiah Nanai, parallel for the Cowboys. Yeah, please. Women's NRL, Rakia Horn for the Eels. Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL, Amber Hall for the Broncos. Felt Semi, parallel for the Titans. Our heroes, Big Tino for the Titans, Adam Dewey parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos, Jaden Campbell parallel for the Titans. Karina Brown, Women's NRL for the Titans, Warriors parallel checklist. Dolphins number 8, Billy Walters parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Grant Anderson for Storm, Brian To'o parallel for the Panthers. Rising Stars, Zach Fulton for Manly, Ryan Madison parallel for the Eels. Driving Force, Davida Pangai Jr. for the Bulldogs, Cameron Munster parallel for Storm. Jesse Southwell, Club Heroes for the Knights, Sharks parallel checklist. Matthew Fegai, Rising Stars for the Dragons, Jared Hargraves parallel for the Roosters. Joe Manu, forwards and backs for the Roosters, Jacob Carraz parallel for the Bulldogs. Driving Force, Cameron McInnes for the Sharks, Junior Paulo parallel for the Eels. Jessica Surgis, Women's NRL for the Roosters, Ben Hunt parallel for the Dragons. Forwards and backs, Moses Leota, the Panthers, James Tedesco parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Simi Sasagi for the Knights, and Ari Tuala parallel for the Knights. Oh. Driving Force, Kurt Capewell for the Broncos, Joseph Tapine parallel for the Raiders. Cody Walker parallel for the Rabbits. Elsie Albert, Women's NRL for the Dragons, Matt Burton parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Trent Peoples for the Rabbitohs, and Mikhail Ravalawa parallel for the Dragons. Team Driving Force for the Warriors, Dry Arrow parallel for the Rabbits. James Schiller, Rising Stars for the Raiders, Josh Curran parallel for the Warriors. Romy Teasel, Women's NRL for the Knights, Wade Egan parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Tom Chester for the Cowboys, Tony Staggs parallel for the Broncos. Season to remember, Tanner Boyd for the Titans, Panthers parallel checklist. Season to remember, Edric Lee for the Knights, Thomas Flegler parallel for the Broncos. Retirement, Ryan James for the Broncos, Liam Martin parallel for Panthers. 4 packets left for box number 6 out of the case. Season to remember, Jackson Hastings for the Tigers, Dane Gagai parallel for the Knights, Driving Force, Isabel Kelly for the Roosters, Elliot Whitehead parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Freddie Lussick for the Warriors, Cameron McInnes parallel for Sharks. Forwards and backs parallel, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos, Xavier Coates parallel for Storm. Alright, give me a second guys, I'm just going to have some of this coffee. Alright, let's go. Box number 7. Season to remember, Xavier Coates for the Storm, Matthew Tomoko parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Alec McDonald for the Storm, Dylan Edwards parallel for Panthers. Driving Force, Cameron Murray for the Rabbits, Tom Dearden parallel for the Cowboys. Zach Wolford, Rising Stars for the Raiders. Bunchy Afoa, parallel for the Warriors. Jaden Campbell, forwards and backs for the Titans. Gardy Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Jacob Arthur, Rising Stars for the Eels. Dane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Dallin Watine Zalesniak, gold parallel, number 31. Thomas Burgess, parallel for the Rabbits. Forwards and backs, David Fafita for the Titans, and Big Tino, parallel for the Titans. Women's NRL, Keezy Apps for the Dragons. Regan Campbell-Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Ben Thomas for the Roosters. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for Storm. Season 2 member, Jacob Carraz for the Bulldogs. Sifa Talakai, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Christian Mapalangi for the Knights. Chris Randall, parallel for the Knights. Regan Campbell-Gillard, driving force for the Eels. Roosters parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Vanilla Pole for the Tigers. Jake Averillo, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Autumn Rain for the Knights. Jack Bird, parallel for the Dragons. Women's NRL, Madison Bartlett for the Titans. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. Dolphins, number 15. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Raymond Faitala Mariner, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Samantha Bremner for the Roosters. Nick Meaney, parallel for Storm. Ronald Volkman, Rising Stars for the Warriors. Dale for Newcastle, parallel for the Sharks. Driving force, Keys Yaps for the Dragons. Sam Walker, parallel for the Roosters. Club Heroes, Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys. Stafford Toa, parallel for the Tigers. Driving force team for the women's NRL Eels. Davida Tangway Jr., parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Isaac Thompson for the Rabbitohs. Jack DeBellin, parallel for the Dragons. Jackson Hastings, driving force for the Tigers. Amali Olaka-Atu, parallel for Manly. Season to remember, Mitchell Moses for the Eels. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. Yay! Eels Premiership Predictor. Number 256. Mr. Morris. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Cleese Haas for the Titans. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Kale Hero for the Sharks. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbits. Forward and back, Payne Huss for the Broncos. Will Penasini, parallel for the Eels. Women's NRL, Taryn Aiken for the Broncos. Taylor May, parallel for Panthers. Women's NRL, Philomena Hennessy for the Eels. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Power Heroes, Bradman Best for the Knights. Broncos parallel checklist. Jack Whiten, Power Heroes for the Raiders. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for the Broncos. Ezra Mann, Rising Stars for the Broncos. Brian Kelly, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Jamin Salmon for the Panthers, and Jordan Rapana, parallel for the Raiders. That's another box done. Alright, let's go. Box number 8 of 12 on the case. Ollie R2, forwards and backs for Manly. Damien Cook, parallel for Rabbits. Rising Stars, Griffin Neem for Cowboys. Maybe Farmworth, parallel for the Broncos. Tommy Turbo, Driving Force for Manly. Isaiah Yo, parallel for Panthers. Five Heroes, Samima Torpa for the Eels. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Driving Force team for Manly. Ruben Cotter, parallel for Cowboys. Rising Stars, Jacob Carraz for the Bulldogs. Morgan Harper, parallel for Manly. Driving Force, Brittany Brealey Natty for the Titans. Dragons parallel checklist. Season to remember, Damien Cook for the Rabbitohs. Tigers parallel checklist. Yeah, we've got Matthew Dallas, Nathan Cleary, scoring machines for the Panthers, 008. Mawaki Whaitawaka, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Austin Diaz for the Tigers. Corey Waddell, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, K.O. Weeks for Manly. Sean Lane, parallel for the Eels. Women's NRL, Amy Turner for the Broncos. Daniel Tupou, parallel for the Roosters. Christian Pio, Women's NRL for the Eels. Justin Olam, parallel for Storm. Women's NRL, Sarah Togatuki for the Roosters. Adam Fanua Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Power Heroes, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Power Heroes, Patrick Carrigan for the Broncos. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Michael Molo for the Dragons. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. Sonny Luke, Rising Stars for the Panthers. Hudson Young, parallel for the Raiders. Millie Boyle, driving force for the Knights. Aaron Shoup, parallel for the Bulldogs. Brian Totler, forwards and backs, parallel for Panthers. Moses Sulai, parallel for the Dragons. Rising Stars, Leo Thompson for the Knights. Knights parallel checklist. Gold parallel, Jared Rara Hargraves for the Roosters, number 44. Bailey Simonson, parallel for the Eels. Mitchell Moses, forwards and backs for the Eels. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Raiders. Season to remember, Tolator Koala for Manly. Bo Formal, parallel for the Titans. Women's NRL, Rachel Pearson for the Dragons. Cameron Murray, parallel for the Rabbits. Trey Mooney, Rising Stars for the Raiders. Dylan Patine Zalesniak, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Sean Russell for the Eels. Jackson Hastings, parallel for the Tigers. Driving force, Nathan Cleary. James Fisher-Harris, parallel for the Panthers. Aaron Booth, Rising Stars for the Titans. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Bobby Law, Women's NRL for the Knights. Manly, parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Lauren Brown for the Titans. Josh Alloway, parallel for Manly. Dolphins, number 9. Ainsley and the number 9. Brent Naden, parallel for the Tigers. Jason Tormalolo, parallel for the Cowboys. Dean Mariner, Rising Stars, Broncos, Gold Coast Titans, parallel checklist. And last packet for the box. Rising Stars, Fletcher Baker for the Roosters. And Harry Grant, parallel for Manly. Storm, sorry. Right, let's go. Definitely getting down towards the end now. Box number 9. Jacob Arthur, Rising Stars for the Eels. Vanilla Pole, parallel for the Tigers. Women's NRL, Emily Bass for the Broncos. Dylan Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Nick Kotrick, forwards and backs for the Raiders. Philip Semi, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Ronald Volkman for the Warriors. Siasuka Talakai, parallel for the Sharks. Tegan Berry, Women's NRL for the Dragons. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. Zach Wolford, Rising Stars for the Raiders. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Zach Lomax, Power Heroes for the Dragons. Broncos parallel checklist. Ben Thomas, Rising Stars for the Roosters. Cameron Munster, parallel for the Storm. Brian Kelly, gold parallel for the Titans, number 53. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbits. Season to remember, Andrew Culloch for the Dragons. Sharks parallel checklist. Driving force, Tiana Penatani for the Eels. Jared Hargraves, parallel for the Roosters. Season to remember, Dominic Young. Thanks, Peter. That was a while ago. On my end, anyway. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Fanua Pole for the Tigers. Jacob Carraz, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Christian Mapalangi for the Knights. Brandon Best, parallel for the Knights. Women's NRL, Georgia Hale for the Titans. Ben Hunt, parallel for the Dragons. Hannah Southwell, Women's NRL for the Knights. Jack DeBellin, parallel for the Dragons. Dolphins number 17, Nanari Tawala, parallel for the Knights. Davida Pengai Jr., parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Isaac Thompson for the Rabbitohs. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. Season to remember, James Tamo for the Tigers. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Driving force team for the Roosters, Jake Averillo, parallel for the Bulldogs. Retirements, David Mead for the Broncos. Jordan Rapana, parallel for the Raiders. Blake Brayley, forwards and backs for the Sharks. Regan Campbell-Gillard, parallel for the Eels. Rising Stars, Kale Hero for the Sharks. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Stars, Ezra Mam for the Broncos. Big Tino, parallel for the Titans. Jared Rera-Hargraves, driving force for the Roosters. Roosters parallel checklist. Women's NRL, Kennedy Sherrington for the Eels. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Power hero, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. Katoni Staggs, parallel for the Broncos. Club heroes, Leo Thompson for the Knights. Shane Laurie, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Alec McDonald for the Storm. Panthers parallel checklist. Racine McGregor, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Nelson Asafa Solomona, parallel for the Storm. 5 packets left for this box. Rising Stars, Cleese Huss for the Titans. Tommy Duden, parallel for the Cowboys. Driving Force, Ruben Cotter for the Cowboys, and Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Cowboys. Forwards and backs, parallel, Dominic Young for the Knights. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Driving Force, Dale Finucane for the Sharks. Dally Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Jamin Salmon for the Panthers. And Joseph Tapine, parallel for the Raiders. Number 10, box number 10, here we go. So this is the fourth last box of the break, which includes the priority box. Women's NRL, Jamie Chapman for the Broncos. Victor Bradley, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Leo Thompson for the Knights. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Our Heroes, Stephen Crichton for the Panthers. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Forwards and backs, Jacob Saifiti for the Knights. Hudson Young, parallel for the Raiders. Driving Force, Junior Paulo for the Eels. Stephen Crichton, parallel for the Panthers. Women's NRL, Quincy Dodd for the Dragons. And Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbits. Rising Stars, Fletcher Baker for the Roosters. Ryan Pappenhausen, parallel for the Storm. Rising Stars, Trey Mooney for the Raiders. Adam Fanua-Blake, parallel for the Warriors. Season to remember, Adam Reynolds for the Broncos, and Herbie Farnworth, parallel for the Broncos. Gold parallel, number 46, Thomas Flegler for the Broncos. Mr. King Gutho parallel for the Eels. Driving force, Josh Papali'i. I'm sure that's how he prefers it these days. I think it came out at the beginning of last season, but that's how he asked. Isaiah Yo, parallel for Panthers. Aaron Booth, Rising Stars for the Titans. Ruben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Mikael Ravalawa, season to remember for the Dragons. Toby Sexton, parallel for the Titans. Stephanie Hancock, women's NRL for the Titans. And Morgan Harper, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL, Tamika Upton for the Knights. Jason Saab, parallel for Manly. Rising Stars, Sean Russell for the Eels. Alex Twal, parallel for the Tigers. Dolphins are number 4. Tigers, parallel checklist. Cowboys, parallel checklist. Driving force team for the Sharks. Jason Tormalolo, parallel for Cowboys. Rising Stars, Sonny Luke for the Panthers. Josh Papali, Aziki, don't know, one of them. Rising Stars, Jacob Carraz for the Bulldogs. Manly, parallel checklist. Season to remember, Isaac Tago for the Panthers. Jackson Hastings, parallel for the Tigers. Club Heroes, Taylor May for the Panthers. Alan Ponga, parallel for the Knights. Retirements, Corey Thompson for the Titans. Brad Fermor, parallel for the Titans. Forwards and backs, Wade Egan for the Warriors. Latrell Mitchell, parallel for the Rabbitohs. KO Weeks, Rising Stars for Manly. Bailey Simonson, parallel for the Eels. Women's NRL, Samima Torfa for the Eels. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. Second time I said the same thing to him, trying to say Manly. Jason Tornillo, driving force for Cowboys. Zach Lomax, parallel for the Dragons. Our Heroes Group A. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Isabel Kelly, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Jazz Tobaga, parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars, Michael Molo for the Dragons. Daniel Tupou, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Austin Diaz for the Tigers. Bulldogs, parallel checklist. Driving force, Stephanie Hancock for the Titans. Corey Waddell, parallel for the Bulldogs. Forwards and backs, parallel, Joe Offengawi for the Tigers. And Dragons, parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Griffin Neem for the Cowboys. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. Dean Mariner, Rising Stars for the Broncos. Mawaki Fotuaika, parallel for the Titans. And another box down. Rising Stars, James Schiller for the Raiders. Warriors, parallel checklist. Season to remember, Siva Talakai for the Sharks. Kalen Ponga, parallel for the Knights. Driving force, Cameron Munster for the Storm. Josh Parley, parallel for the Raiders. Season to remember, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos. Billy Walters, parallel for the Broncos. And there's the white authentic, Mr. Ryan Madison, number 15. Brian Totter, parallel for Panthers. Our Heroes, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Sefa Fafita, Rising Stars for the Titans Cowboys parallel checklist. Jesse Colquhoun, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Latrell Mitchell, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Brittany Brearley Natty, Women's NRL for the Titans. Jazz Vega, parallel for the Warriors. Abby Church, Women's NRL for the Eels. Jason Saab, parallel for Manly. Our heroes, Joey Manu for the Roosters. Alex Twal, parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos. Toby Sexton, parallel for the Titans. Women's NRL, Chelsea Lenarduzzi for the Broncos. Jaden Campbell, parallel for the Titans. Rising Stars, Zach Fulton. Junior Paulo, parallel for the Eels. Driving force, Big Tino for the Titans. Xavier Coates, parallel for the Storm. I don't know what I'm going to do when Tino's little brother starts. Maybe I'll just call him Little Tino. Jacob Carraz, Club of Heroes for the Bulldogs. Cameron McInnes, parallel for the Sharks. Dolphins, number 13. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. Grant Anderson, Rising Stars for the Storm. Stephen Crichton, parallel for Panthers. Rising Stars, Matthew Feagai for the Dragons. James Tedesco, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Freddie Lussick for the Warriors. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. Forwards and backs, Zach Lomax for the Dragons. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. Jai Arrow, parallel for the Rabbits. Kira Dibb, Women's NRL for the Knights. Josh Curran, parallel for the Warriors. Tom Chester, Rising Stars for the Cowboys. Thomas Flegler, parallel for the Broncos. Season to remember, Taylor May for the Panthers and Liam Martin, parallel for the Panthers. Forwards and backs, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs, and Matt Burton parallel for the Bulldogs. Zahara Tamara, women's NRL for the Roosters. Mikhail Ravalawa, parallel for the Dragons. Keely Davis, women's NRL for the Dragons. Bulldogs parallel checklist. Chad Townsend, gold parallel for the Cowboys, number 26. Jeremiah Nanai, parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars, Simi Sasagi for the Knights. Dan Gagai, parallel for the Knights. Driving force, Jack Whiten for the Raiders, and Elliot Whitehead parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars, Trent Peoples for the Rabbitohs, and Zach Lomax parallel for the Dragons. Declan Casey, Rising Stars for the Bulldogs. Lachlan Croker, parallel for Manly. Women's NRL Driving Force team for the Dragons. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbits. And the peace and quiet is over. Driving force, Corey Oates for the Broncos. Clint Gutherson parallel for the Eels. And last packet for box number 11. Forwards and backs parallel, Adam Pompey for the Warriors, and Ryan Pappenhausen parallel for the Storm. Alright, so we're now up to the last box of the case, and of course the priority box to follow that one. So let's go, let's get it done. Gold parallel, Ryan Madison, number 24. Max King, parallel for the Bulldogs. Rising Stars, Isaiah Tass for the Rabbitohs. Blake Laurie, parallel for the Dragons. Our heroes, Group B. Dave Clemmer, parallel for the Knights. They are heroes, Josh Curran for the Warriors. Dominic Young parallel for the Knights. Rising Stars Lindsay Smith for the Panthers. Nick Kotrick parallel for the Raiders. Rising Stars Tolator Koala for Manly. Dylan Brown parallel for the Eels. Lavania Elite Women's NRL for the Titans. Storm parallel checklist. Dolphins are number 5. Renato Militalo parallel for the Sharks. Women's NRL Sinead Siasolka for the Broncos. Raiders parallel checklist. Rising Stars Cade Dykes for the Sharks. Alex Johnston parallel for the Rabbits. Driving Force Jack Bird for the Dragons. Tohu Harris parallel for the Warriors. Club Heroes Ben Hunt for the Dragons. Kurt Catewell parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars Tyron Wishart for the Storm. Jerome Luai parallel for Panthers. Forwards and backs Kyle Felt for the Cowboys. Scott Drinkwater parallel for the Cowboys. Women's NRL Shania Power for the Roosters. Jake Trbojevic parallel for Manly. Rising Stars Jaden Hunt for the Dragons. Saitili Tupanua parallel for the Roosters. Driving Force Jessica Surgis for the Roosters. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. Forwards and backs parallel Lindsay Collins for the Roosters. Edward Cossey parallel for the Warriors. Rising Stars Jeremiah Nanai for the Cowboys. Payne Haas parallel for the Broncos. Forwards and backs Stafford Toa for the Tigers. Nathan Cleary parallel for the Panthers. Rising Stars Hayes Perham for the Eels. Sua Kupawa parallel for Tigers. Driving Force Adam Fanor Blake for the Warriors. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. Driving force team for the Tigers. Eels parallel checklist. Eels parallel Mitchell Moses. Women's NRL Talia Fulamono for the Dragons. Chad Townsend parallel for the Cowboys. Rising Stars Curtis Morin for the Bulldogs. Ruben Garrick parallel for Manly. Olivia Higgins, Women's NRL for the Knights. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. So we have 9 packets left for the case. Rising Stars, Terrell May for the Roosters. Josh King, parallel for the Storm. Season to remember, Tohu Harris for the Warriors. William Kennedy parallel for the Sharks. Season to remember, Brad Schneider for the Raiders. Stefano Ichkamanu parallel for the Tigers. Tanila Otokolo, Rising Stars for the Warriors. Nicholas Fines, parallel for the Sharks. Authentic Initials, Jake Avarillo, number 179. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. Rising Stars, Junior Tupou for the Tigers. And Josh Adokar, parallel for the Bulldogs. Driving force, Daniel Saifiti for the Knights. Alexander Brimson, parallel for the Titans. Women's NRL, Tess Staines for the Eels. Cody Ramsey, parallel for the Dragons. Alright, last packet for the case. Hopefully last but not least. Season 2, remember, Murray Talagi for the Cowboys and Joseph Sawali for the Roosters. Sawali. Alright. Alrighty, these up. Last but definitely not least is our priority box. 36 packets to go. Let's get it done, guys. Samantha Bremner, Women's NRL for the Roosters. Harry Grant, parallel for the Storm. Season to remember, Edward Cossey for the Warriors. Toby Rudolph, parallel for the Sharks. Ronald Volkman, Rising Stars for the Warriors. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Rising Stars, Jacob Arthur for the Eels. Tigers, parallel checklist. Rising Stars, Zach Wolford for the Raiders. Jazz Tavega, parallel for the Warriors. Our heroes, Jack Whiten for the Raiders. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. Driving Force, Keezy Apps for the Dragons. Daniel Tupou, parallel for the Roosters. Team Driving Force, priority parallel number 3. Shane Murtagh with the Sharks. Congratulations. Corey Waddell, parallel for the Bulldogs. Regan Campbell-Gillard, Driving Force for the Eels. Joey Manu, parallel for the Roosters. Isaac Thompson, Rising Stars for the Rabbitohs. Dragons parallel checklist. Season to remember, Reece Robson for the Cowboys. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Fanua Pole, Rising Stars for the Tigers. Aaron Shoop, parallel for the Bulldogs. Women's NRL, Madison Bartlett for the Titans. Moses Sulai, parallel for the Dragons. Hey! Wow, there you go. Number 140, Parramatta Eels predictor. Brian Morris, double one up. Hudson Young, parallel for the Raiders. Eels not doing too bad at all. Getting the black, white and 2 predictors in the one break. Kale Iro, Rising Stars for the Sharks. Damien Cook, parallel for the Rabbits. Women's NRL, Philomena Hennessy for the Eels, Adam Fanilla Blake parallel for the Warriors. Power Heroes, Bradman Best for the Knights, Herbie Farnworth parallel for the Broncos. Rising Stars, Alec McDonald for Storm, Isaiah Yeo parallel for Panthers. Forwards and backs, Joseph Tapine for the Raiders, Mawaiki Odawaika parallel for the Titans. Taryn Aiken, Women's NRL for the Broncos, Stephen Crichton parallel for the Panthers. Please Huss, Rising Stars for the Titans, Jason Tormalolo parallel for the Cowboys. Women's NRL, Keezy Apps for the Dragons, Sean Lane parallel for the Eels. Bulldogs parallel checklist. Autumn Stevens, Women's NRL for the Knights, Zach Lomax parallel for the Dragons. Christian Mapalangi, Rising Stars for the Knights, Kalen Ponga parallel for the Knights. I think we've got 11 packs left. Those counters right then. Probably not. Driving Force, Cameron Murray for the Rabbitohs, Ruben Cotter parallel for the Cowboys. Driving Force, for Jackson Hastings for the Tigers. Manly parallel checklist. Club Heroes, number 6. Can't think of what position we played. Fullback. Dylan Edwards for the Panthers. Matthew Dallas. Jackson Hastings parallel for the Tigers. Rising Stars, Ben Thomas for the Roosters, Justin Olam parallel for the Storm. Season to remember, Nat Butcher for the Roosters, Josh Papali parallel for the Raiders. gold parallel, Edward Cossey for the Warriors, number 28. Michelle Mitchell, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Forwards and backs, Jaden Campbell for the Titans, another number 6. Yeah, oh, thank you, I'll read that out. Morgan Harper, parallel for Manly. 4 packets left, and we will get to randomise to see who our Dolphins cards are. Ezra Mann of Rising Stars for the Broncos. Bo Former, parallel for the Titans. 3 packets left. Ronaldo Mulatalo, forwards and backs for the Sharks. Bailey Simonson, parallel for the Eels. Dolphins are number 16. Knights parallel checklist. And a lucky last packet for the break. Here we go. Rising Stars, Jamin Salmon for the Panthers. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Raiders to finish us off. Alright guys, so just a quick rundown. We got 16, 5, 13, 4, 17, 9, 15, 8, 6, 7, 1, 12, 2, 7, and 12. So they are our Dolphins cards. We have the NRL Group A and the NRL Group B. So let's get them randomised and find our lucky winners for them. Thank you to everyone that has stuck through most of the way. I've said it before, I do appreciate you guys. I feel less alone. Alright, so first up is the Dolphins. All 16 spots get a chance. Here we go. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Peter Lowe with the Cowboys. Alright, let's reset that. And we will do the Group A first. Because you know, like Group A comes before Group B and all. So let's go. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Peter Lowe with the Raiders. Alright, once again, reset for the last time. Tigers to Cowboys. Sure. Oops. Alright, here we go. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Panthers, Matthew Dallas. Alright, thank you everyone for joining us. That's it, that's all. Before I go, almost forgot. So, break 211, guys, will be a half case random team. So you'll have 6 23 titanium boxes. It will also include 1 priority box, 23 titanium, and 1 23 Traders mini starter case. I would assume that's Hobby Club Heroes. Yes. I don't even know if we have any news agents left. So there you go, guys. Keep an eye out for that. I will get that up hopefully very shortly, if not latest tomorrow. But yeah. Alright, that's it. That's all, and hope you had a ball.